Okay, juniors, welcome back to AVID this week. We are wrapping it up rather quickly. This is week number 5, and that means we are relatively close to the end of the year. Week 5 is this week. Next week is week 6, and then after that would have been finals week, but there are no final exams for classes due to the coronavirus stay-at-home situation. So week 7 will be another set of work to help you improve your grades in this class and all your classes, which is going to be extremely important because grades are then due in about 3 weeks. And so you got about 3 weeks to get your grades up to where they need to be before they become permanent. And it's especially important for all of you because as juniors, this is going to be the last set of grades that are going to be given to the colleges. So when you do your college applications this coming fall, they are not going to have any grades for even the first semester of your senior year because that's not till December, and you're submitting this stuff in October. So your senior year, all they're going to know is the classes that you're taking. They're not going to have actual grades for them. So this is your last set of grades that become permanent on your transcript, and that transcript gets sent to the schools that you're applying for. So please take advantage of this time. Please hustle it out. If you got grades in classes that are not an A, you should be busting tail to get them up to an A so that you could be walking out with a 4.0 or even higher than a 4.0 depending on AP and honors classes and really shine for the universities as a top level candidate. All right, that's what this class is all about, is getting you to 4-year and being successful. So let's jump into the work this week that we have for AVID. All right, so week number 5. Again, we have a check-in meeting on 11 o'clock on Wednesday. I've only been seeing like 3 to 5 people there. There's a lot of things we go over. The CSU application was last week. This week we'll be talking about the CSU application in a little bit more detail and then answering people's questions. Office hours, this is not correct. Let me fix that for you. Office hours on Wednesday and Thursday from 2 to 2:30 p.m. So please show up by 2 o'clock if you are looking to do a video conference to get help with office hours. Otherwise, you can still Jupiter message me or text message me. It's totally up to you. I just want to make that available. There is actually a whiteboard feature on office hours to where we could actually like do problems if you're struggling in a math class or something like that. I can help you out in that regard. Okay. All right. So topics. Pretty much the same routine we've been doing for the last weeks. Reflection, create a new schedule, questions and summary, and then the CSU application. So this video is right here, should you need to watch it again. Oops, keep going. Okay, what do you need to get done this week? Make sure you're checking in with your Jupiter grades so you can get your attendance cleared. Reflection, new schedule, there's a tagger this week, questions and summary, and then more in-depth CSU questions. All right. So assignment number 1 is a reflection on the schedule that you made last week. This is now the 4th time we've done a new schedule. So I'm assuming at this point that your reflection should be pretty basic because you shouldn't be making too many adjustments to your schedule now if you've been doing it every week. It should be pretty clear. You should know what works. You should know whether you're a morning person or an afternoon person or a nighttime person when it comes to getting work done. You should know when you like to eat. You should know when you like to sleep. You should have a decent routine going right now of how to get all these things done. And the reason this becomes so valuable is because when you are in college, you have to figure all this stuff out too. You know, you get to choose even when your classes are. So you're like, you know what? I'd rather have classes in the afternoon. I'd rather have classes all on one day and then have the rest of the week off. I'd rather have classes 8 o'clock every day from 8 to 9, and then at 9 o'clock I'm done. It's totally your choice. And then you got to guide your studying schedule, your eating schedule. Some of you will have jobs in college. You'll have to guide around that. Some of you will be on sports teams in college, clubs, all sorts of stuff is going on. And so being able to manage your time in college is extremely important. And so what we're doing here in high school is practicing that time management. So by creating a schedule each week of what you think is going to happen and then reflecting on it, it gets you to go like, is this working? Is this happening? Is everything working out great? I'm hoping at week 5, the answer is yes, Mr. Charlton. All this stuff is working out fantastic. I got my schedule done. I get my work done every week. Exactly what I'm doing works. And I see that some of you have some beautiful schedules that you make each week, and that's been fabulous. And I hope they're working out for you. But that's what it's all about, independent learners. College is all about independent learning. And that's why some people can hack it and some people drop out after their first year because they can't hack it, because they can't manage their time. So the reflection, pretty much the same deal, same set of questions as we've done before. Again, I think it should be relatively brief because you already know your schedule at this point. Make a new schedule for this week. Again, this should also be very brief because it's probably going to look very similar to the one you made last week, if not exactly the same. Just maybe a couple tweaks for any kind of events that are happening this week or some little thing you want to change because it wasn't working last week. But at the most, it should be working pretty good at this point. This is the fourth schedule. So at this point, I think you've revised it enough. I mean, think if you wrote a paper and 4 drafts of that paper. By the 4th draft, it should be pretty good. All right. So reflection, new schedule. No, nothing new there. All right. Assignment number 3, online tagger. So click on here. This will be our last tagger of the year. Takes you to, again, it looks a little different because it's on Google. It's on Microsoft 365 instead of Google. Same deal. All right, but the grades are uber important. Like I've already mentioned, this is the last tagger. Your grades are going to become permanent in about 3 weeks. So whatever you're putting in here, if it doesn't say A, you need to get it to say A as best as you can. If it ends up being a B, so be it. But if you can get these things to an A, I mean, that is going to be such a selling point on your college applications. You can say, you know, even if you had Fs your freshman year, you can just say, look, my freshman year, I know I had Fs. I was still working out. High school was tough for me. But look at where I am now. I've got a 4.0. I've got a 4.2. I'm awesome. And colleges will be like, oh, wow, look at you. You really did persevere and overcome these obstacles. So this GPA that you put in right here, super, super important. And if it is not where it needs to be, you need to do something about it in these last 3 weeks. Get on to some teachers. Start asking them. Okay, it's real easy to just sit there and just be like, I don't really do anything. It's your future here, folks. If you really want your future to turn out the way that you've been talking about, and the reason you've been in AVID for 2 or 3 years, it's time to start making it happen. And so GPA right now is the #1 way to make that happen. All right, so reflection, schedule, tagger, questions and summary, that's a no-brainer. For those of you that are trying to get your grades up in AVID still, this is the #1 way to do it, is get your questions and summary done. Put them in here on the left-hand side underneath your name. Saji has been checking those each week and getting me the scores, and so you should see those scores in your Jupyter grades. And then the last thing is the CSU application. Okay, so last week we went into the CSU application, learned a little bit of information, and then registered. This week, I want you to go a little bit deeper. I give you the steps right here. We're going to go into learning some more stuff about freshmen, incoming freshmen. That will be you. You're going to be coming in fall 2021. It gives you a freshman application checklist. It gives you a guide on how to enter your classes. This is something very probably new to a lot of you. You're going to have to go into these online applications, and you're going to have to go into 9th grade year and add every single class you took and put in the grade for each class. First semester, second semester. Then you're gonna have to go into 10th grade, add every class. Go into 11th grade, add every class. And then this will be your senior year, so you'll know what classes. You'll add your senior year classes, but you just won't have any grades. So the colleges will know exactly every class, when you took them, and the grades you got in those classes. And so this is a guide that shows you how to do that. And that's pretty typical for UC schools and the Common App as well. So I wanted you to kind of check that over and see what you got there. Okay, now I give you a certain set of questions, not very many, do them on a separate sheet of paper. It talks about the application window. That checklist, I want you to look over that checklist, and I want you to write down each thing you need to have for the checklist, and then you're gonna write next to it, done, if you've actually have that and it's ready to go. Or if you don't have it, I want you to write, I need to get it. That way you have a list of things you need, and done, need to get done. And so then you go, okay, I still need to work on these 2 things. And so over the summer, I'm hoping that you're gonna go get those 2 things. And so then when we come back next fall, you're gonna have the whole checklist ready to go in your hand. You're like, Mr. Charlton, I got all my stuff. Let's make these applications. And it's like, boom, let's do it. And then a couple other questions about fees and AP credit and stuff like that. Okay, so not difficult, but again, you know, if you're the kind of person that's going into the CSU application just let me answer, be done with it, and not think about it again, then that's what you're saying about your future. Oh, let me just get it done, and get my future over with. Like, really? Is that how you feel about your future? Just want to get it over with? Come on, man, put some effort into it. Learn. Do more than I'm asking. Find out more. Search those CSU schools up. See if there's something interesting in them. Okay? You may be like, oh, I'm going to UCLA, no doubt in my mind. And then what happens if UCLA says no? You got to have backup. And so, CSU schools may not be your number one choice, but at least it's college. It's better than sitting on your thumbs on your couch going, oh, what's next? Don't want that. So take some time, look through it, and make sure you're ready to go. So that's it for the week. Just to run down the checklist again. Reflection, schedule, tagger, questions and summary, and some CSU application questions. And that is what you need to do. Any questions on any of this stuff or college-related material, please come on Wednesday at 11 o'clock and ask questions that you may have regarding college. Whether you're ready or not, that time is coming this fall, so hopefully you are going to be ready for it. I wish you the best luck. I will hopefully see all of you on Wednesday. Stay safe and keep your family safe.